Ta-da! And back at y'all with another video. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a case of failure to communicate. That's right, failure to communicate. Now, the social media has been blowing up all over the places, posting various solicit activity that another individual is doing in the confinement of his home with guests. I'm gonna say it again, guests, because they were in his home. They didn't sneak in there. These were known individuals to both parties. He invited them into their homes. And so certain activities that have been going on in the home is now becoming salacious information all over the internet. Everybody wants to have a little say so about what's been going on in another man's house. Now, the individual, P. Diddy, Puff, the various nicknames that he is choosing to call himself, various activities that have been going on in his homes, and everybody has something to say about it. Whether he's sleeping with other men sleeping with other men, other women sleeping with other women, whatever activities has been going on in the man's house. I look at it like this. All these individuals that were involved in all these types of activity were invited to the homes. They wasn't kidnapped. They weren't pulled up off the streets. However they got there, by economical gains. In other words, they were solicited to be there. But at the end of the line, they're all adults. They all committed to being there, whether they were paid, invited, came with another friend. They were there on their own. So whatever activity they went on in their home, at some point they could have been like, hey, this ain't my cup of tea. Thank you for the party, but I'm out. Now, all this individual sleeping with this man, sleeping with that man, I'm not going to be up here worrying about what another man doing in his bedroom. That's between him and him. These are choices. These are life choices, which God had given you that choice. He's given all men a basic 10-point commandment. Now, all this other stuff we got going on in the world, that's man. God gave you 10 basic fundamental rules to try to live your life by. Now, it's men trying to control other men that bring about all these different laws that we have here in our society. Just pushing things beyond what they need to be. God gave you basic 10 commandments, which should govern all lives on earth. He said, this is what you need, because we ain't did nothing no other man before us have done. We act like this is the first time men have slept together. Men been doing this bull crap since the beginning of time. Women have been doing this since the beginning of time. What we're doing today is nothing new. We are not doing anything that men and women before us have done. Wilding out, killing each other, stealing, dishonesty, distrust, disloyalty. These conditions and actions have been performed by men and women since the beginning of time. They are nothing new. So why are we acting like this is something totally bewildered to the mind? Because now everything can be socialized. Someone can videotape, someone can show it. Things that's been going on in our society have been going on forever. There's a saying that my dad used to say, what you do in the dark will come out in the light. And that's all it is. Things are being brought to the light. It's nothing new. It's just things that have been brought to the light. People trying to be the first one to report an incident, to get their documentation out. Ooh, this man is sleeping with this man. Ooh, this man is sleeping with that man. Ooh, it's Illuminati. Ooh, it's this. Ooh, it's that. Stop with all this foolishness. It's just a bunch of men and women doing some shit that they're going to have to be accountable for to the Lord. It doesn't matter what me and you judge them. I'm not going to judge them. God has given us a choice. He gives you 10 basic rules and regulations to follow, but He gives you choices. You can either go down this road or you can choose that path. Now, if you choose that path, you may suffer in this lifetime and you may suffer in the hereafter. Now, it's a point of whether you believe there's a life after death. There's a point whether you believe what is written in the Quran or in the Bible and the Torah. It's a point if you believe these things or don't believe them. So if you don't believe in a hereafter, you think that what you do here on earth is just it. You die, you get put in the ground, that's it, it's over. Then that's your choice. But now if you believe, as the word has been written in the Quran, the Bible, the Torah, that you will be judged according to the things that you did on earth when you leave here, well then you gotta believe that there's something beyond just throwing your body in that damn ground. So, since we don't know what's beyond them ram, because ain't nobody came back out of the sky and just dropped back and said, yo, man, this is the best thing ever. Y'all need to die. Ain't nobody came back and professed anything beyond that ram. Ain't nobody popped out of the ground and came back and said, hey, this is the best thing ever. It ain't. So with that being said, I think people need to stop being so quick to judge. Stop being so quick to want to die. Stop that foolishness. I mean, it's just foolishness. We are so quick to point a finger and throw rocks. We are. We are so quick to say what someone else is doing wrong. I'm not going to say the man's doing wrong. Society may say he's doing wrong. You may say he's doing wrong. I say those choices. Doesn't mean I agree with the choices he made, the decisions he's made, but they're choices. So, what all these men and women are doing in the world today are nothing but choices. Bad choices, in my opinion, but they're just my opinion. We all have a freedom to make good decisions or bad decisions. You're just going to get judged on the decisions and choices you make. So, with that being said, stop being so quick to pick up a stone. Stop being so quick to point a finger at another person for the conduct and actions that they're doing. I just believe you're going to be held accountable, not only in this society for what you do right or wrong, you're going to be held accountable for what you're doing when you leave this earth, whether you choose to believe it or not. Just like you choose to believe you think you're going to be here forever, let me give you some good news. You're not. Just like the Quran said, did I not take men from this earth who are better than you? And when he says that, like Moses, like Jesus, see, you got to pay attention to things that's going around you. Printed words are left behind for a reason. They're to provide guidance and a warning. Now you're going to choose to say, well, they meant this and they meant that. That's your choice. But just know in the end, you are going to be held accountable for the choice and the decision that you make. That's it. And once we all learn that our life is about making choices, about decisions that we make, those are what we're going to be held accountable for. Doesn't always mean you're going to make the right one. But whatever choice you make, just stand on your point. Stand on the 10 toes. If you're into sleeping with men, that's what your lifestyle want to be about, all right, stand on that. Stand on your 10 toes. Because that's how you're going to be standing when you're getting judged. 10 toes on it. So just remember, you were told not to do it, but you choose to walk down another path. So if Diddy want to have 100 mans over there and engage in all types of lewd and solicit behavior, and they want to all indulge in that type of activity in his home, that's on him and whoever he allows in his home. That's on him and whoever partakes of that type of activity. This point about sex trafficking, once again, if you're an adult and you engage in this type of activity, you're not 17, you're not 15, you're a legal adult and you're choosing to go down this path to earn a living for yourself, that's a choice on you. You could easily say no at the end of the day. You could have said no and walked away. And what irks me is all these women, men engaging in all these long-term activities, and then finally 10, 5, 6 years later want to scream, I was raped, I was this, I was that, I was this. But you stayed in this environment. You could just walked away easily. But I guess after 5, 6 years, you said enough is enough. Pay me. I'm going to tell on you. But you was doing this type of activity. I can understand if you did it for 2 or 3 days, but you've been doing it for years. Now all of a sudden you're tired of this. You're tired of that. Now you want to go tell. You want to go to court. You want to sue for this. But you allowed yourself to continue this behavior. You allowed yourself to be in this environment. He went around you 24/7. You could have got your stuff packed up and left anytime you wanted, but you didn't. You stuck around. Now you figure you're entitled to some benefits for your years of suffering under this condition that you allowed yourself to do. So our society is full of nonsense. It has continued to be full of nonsense. We continue to make bad choices with our decisions in life. And whose fault is that? Should we blame the parents, the teachers, the preachers? Whose fault for all the bad choices that we as human beings make in our life? Who's responsible for it? No one but ourselves. We are responsible for our own decisions and choice making in life. If you're not a child, once again, if you are not a child, you are responsible for those bad choices and decisions you make in your life. Point blank and period. So there's a saying. Think about the consequences and repercussions of the choices and decisions you make in life before you go out and do things. Just take a moment. Think about it. And ask yourself, do I really need to do this? Should I really be doing this? Why am I doing this? Is this the right purpose for my life? If you think you're making the right purpose in your life for the choices and decisions you make, well, keep doing it. But when the hammer falls on you, just remember, those are your choices. This has been another moment in time. Peace. I'm out of here until the next video. Goodbye.